Hey, it's Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and it's Monday. It's August 18th. This will be our chart lesson for today. And real quickly, just a quick look at our daily chart. You can see it was we actually it was a real tight range is really what it was. There wasn't much movement at all. There weren't hardly any trades at all. Just was not a very good trading day. We did close down. It looks like we're just kind of chopping sideways in congestion here now, and that's not unusual because we were back in the overbought territory up here. And so a lot of times in a strong trend, instead of having a real correction to correct that overbought situation, you'll see just some consolidation, what I call consolidation days, where the market just really works sideways until it works out of that overbought territory, and then it has the room to go up some more. It doesn't mean we can't correct. Don't take that the wrong way, but that's just what it looks like we're doing. It looks like we're just getting some consolidation and maybe working out over all that buying that worked up here and being in the overbought territory. So that's the way I'm looking at it as of now, unless we start backing off here, which we could. We could back up and correct. This market's definitely in an uptrend, a longer. I mean, we've been in an uptrend since early spring, really late April, early May. We've been trending up ever since. So I don't see this ending yet. So it could end at any time. Don't get me wrong, but the market just continues to want to go higher. We continue to make all-time new highs, so we'll see what happens. But there it is on the daily chart. You can see it's just a range day. We traded higher, we traded lower, and we kind of closed in the middle. So we did close up from where we opened, but we closed lower from where we closed on Friday, I'm pretty sure. We closed at 64.71.50 and 64.68.50. So yeah, was that 3 points lower. So anyway, let's flip over to the 2000 tick chart and take a look at it, and you'll see it looks very similar to the type day you see on the daily chart here, just a tight range day. And here we are, and you can see the tight range. It looked like we had most of the highs across this level. Now we did push higher. It's like we had two areas. It would either turn down here or it would turn down a little higher up here. So you could argue for both those lines really, and the problem was you don't know which one it's going to turn out. But if it didn't turn here, I would look for it to turn somewhere up here like it did until the market changes and does something different. So the overnight lows were down here and the overnight highs were up here, and we traded within them, and just not much movement today at all. So you can see there's not many trades. There's a lot of green ones that you could say, hey, I might take that one, but none of these are really great setups. There were a couple of reversal patterns that I did mark, but I marked them green. I usually mark those green uh, just because they're more advanced patterns, I would say. So, but anyway, let's get to the lesson. Won't take long today. 7 o'clock came right in here as we're just kind of making this pull back here. And you can see that there's a second entry long here. Notice that high, and then you get a first entry, second entry. It's a little sideways. I don't know if I'd necessarily call that congestion, but it's definitely sideways. But we do get this bounce off the trend line, which is a third touch and a confirmation. And a break above that is a second entry. So maybe you go long right there. It's not again, there's plenty of room up here to where these last highs were. Maybe not so much to this last swing, but this is probably going to be your better measuring point, the close from Friday. And you can see we did end up finding some more resistance there before we continued higher. This trend channel actually continued higher. So maybe you enter there. There's another second entry right here, but I think you're going long right at the highs. I don't think you want to do that. Same thing here. And you don't have a break yet, so you don't want to be going short yet. And if this would have closed another tick lower, I'd say, hey, maybe you go short there. It's just a first entry, though. And I'm not, even if it was a good signal bar, I think it's too early to go short, so I don't know if I would take that either. I didn't mark it. Now there was a second entry here that you could argue was a triple test, but the signal bar again is no good, so there's no trade there. And it does look like another first entry, second entry, um, but and it runs straight up. And it does turn down right there. Now, you notice you do have your break and a new high here and a big bearish bar. I did like going short there. That's one of the few trades I marked that was red or blue today. And it does turn out to be a pretty good move. If you took that, that may have been all you needed for the day. And again, there's another second entry here. Notice that new low, first entry, second entry. But notice all that support across there. You just can't go short into that. You can see it right there. It doesn't matter. It ends up taking off, and it would have given you at least a scalp, but you can't risk that because it won't always give you that scalp. A lot of times you notice how it did find some resistance or some support there first before it turned lower, and that's your concern, and you got to guard against that. So then we're working up, and here's another second entry I thought about real hard, but notice we're working up. We turn down right, kind of where that support is, and you get a first entry. Or I'm sorry, you just turn down, you get a first entry long, and then a break above this bar is a second entry long. Now again, that looks like congestion, and you see it does turn back down. It wouldn't have stopped you out. It would have ended up working, but it's just not a great setup, and I don't think I don't like it. I wouldn't take it in real time, so I wouldn't mark it. And off it goes. It makes two legs up, and you do get a turn down up here, but again, no setup. And the bottom just falls out of it. It would have been a nice move if you could have caught it, but there's no setup up there to go short. So anyway, then we're working up. There's a close outside new high, and it turns down, and there's no setup to go short there. Runs down. You get a little failed break lower below these last few lows here, and it just instantly reverses. And again, no setup. Notice you're working up. And you do get a close outside here, and there is a second entry long, but again, it's an inside bar, and this is your signal bar, the big red bar, so there's no setup, and you're right at the highs there where you've turned down multiple times, and you see it does turn down there again. I think you had enough to get out if you took it, but it's just not worth taking. Yeah, there's 2 points there, so there's plenty of room to get out. There may not be to the target, which would probably be your stipulation if you went long there, if you did go long. And see, there's only 5 ticks there. But the signal bar doesn't qualify anyway. And then it turns down. And then you get a lower high here with a second entry short. Notice that low, first entry. And so a break lower, there's second entry. I think that closes in the lower 1/3. It's not ideal. So again, I'm not crazy about it, but I marked it green, because it is a second entry short. Technically, technically it's not even a second entry short, because that's actually, I'll take that back. I think you can call that a second entry short, because we made a swing low there when that broke higher, and then this turned down again. So there's a new low right here. So I do believe that qualifies that to be a second entry. By the counts, I don't think it would count as a second entry. I'm not sure if the second entry would catch that or not, the indicator, but I'm not crazy about it either way. So, but it is, I think it is legitimately a second entry short. And just first entry there. And notice you get your break outside this channel right here, and you get a few swings, and it bounces down here where we've bounced a few other times. No setup to go long. You actually get 2 legs up and a second entry short right there. But you got your break of this little channel working up, and you don't have a new high yet. So it could try to go higher again, which it does. Although I believe there's enough that you would have gotten out. I still don't think you can take that trade. Yeah, there's more than 2 points there. So enough to get out, but I don't think you can take that trade. And then you get another first entry, second entry, but again, the signal bar right here does not qualify. It doesn't. This bar doesn't break above it anyway, so just a first entry. But notice you get a close outside, a couple of swings to a new high, and it turns down. And it does turn down right at that consistent resistance, but no setup. You can't go short below that signal bar right there. It's just too bullish. It's not bearish enough. So runs right back down, and it does bounce at our usual place. Now, it is still within this channel. And so for that reason, I didn't mark it. And we have pushed lower than that not long ago. So that being a first entry, I really wasn't that crazy about it. And then we're not really getting rejection here. So if you try to take this higher low, you got burned on that. Yeah, that's not a great setup there. It is a higher low. I could see why some people might be drawn to it. But you've had your break of this, and you don't have a new low yet. And so I would sit tight and wait. And if you got another bounce here where you had at least a triple test since that break lower, then maybe you take that. But it doesn't break higher right there, and it drops down. And so maybe you buy the breakout. You get a good signal bar there. Again, I'd wait on a higher low, which comes here. And so you could go long there. But then you get a reversal here, so you may take that one too. Now, that's a little more advanced, so I marked it green. But maybe you take that trade. That's just a first entry, but you do get your close outside here and a couple of legs up. No chance to go short there again, and you're working lower. Close outside, new low. Actually get a couple of swings to a new low. This is really kind of sideways, but you can still see there's a couple of legs down there. And it bounces. It's not, again, it bounces where we've been bouncing. It's not a perfect signal bar. We did break lower earlier. Maybe you take the trade. I mean, maybe that closes in its upper third. It's close. I'd probably wait. Same thing here. You get another bounce. It's close to the upper 1/3. I don't know if it really closes there or not. But it is a bounce off this support across here. We've bounced a few times. Then there's a reversal pattern here. Notice the new low, first entry, second entry, and it fails. So a break above that is a failed second entry. So it looks like a reversal pattern. It's where you would expect one before it went back and tested the highs again. So I marked it green. Of course, it runs up here. You finally get a close outside. It doesn't quite move to a new high. Works down. You just get a first entry, and that takes you into 230. So yeah, just not, I mean, this is a very tight range. It doesn't have any consistency to it of where it turns down. Yeah, we get a few there and a few here, but you want it to turn at the same place every time consistently before you start really taking those trades. Otherwise, you just might have to wait on a lower high, and it needs to be a good setup. And you just didn't get many of them today. And you see, I think there's two colored trades there, a green one and a blue one. And the rest of them are all green. And there's not many even of the green ones. It's just not a very good trading day. So it's unfortunate, but I think we're doing some consolidation here and may continue to do it for a few more days before something could happen. But you never know. The market could take off tomorrow. So just just follow the price action, follow the rules, be a stickler about following the rules. I mean, I continually get people that send me trades and they don't understand the signal bars or either the rules to signal bars. Go to the website and look at the frequently asked questions section. Let me find that for you. But if you go on our website, you can see right across the top up here, there's a group of links here. And one of these is frequently asked questions. Just click on that. And read through all these. You know, if we have any small tweaks or something's going on with the market that we might do something a little different, this is where we'll put it. And I'll update this from time to time. You should read through this occasionally just to make sure. And if you look down through here, here's something on the 8-tick safety rule that we've kind of updated. Here's something on that helps you understand the signal bars. But there's a lot of good stuff here. So read through that. Take the time to read through it. I think it's important. If you want to join the If you haven't joined it, use your opportunity to use the 30-day forum free membership. You can click on register right here, and you can see you've got the premium monthly, the premium annual, which is the best deal. For $125, you can join our premium section for a whole year, 365 days. And then you got the free forum here. And then if you just want to pay for the forum access, it's $10 a month. Why do I charge for the forum? It's not very much, but I charge just enough to keep the troublemakers away and the tire kickers. So, if you want to pay $10 a month, you probably want to be there. And I mean, it's pretty cheap if you ask me, and it gives you full access. And you can learn a lot about what we do in there. There's people to help you answer the questions. I answer questions. Um, I think it's worth $10 a month, but that's why I charge for it and why it's not free. But you can join for free just to see it. 30 days. After that, it won't let you rejoin again. Um, and then again, if you want to join the premium section, there's a monthly option and a premium annual, but the annual option is your best price. And the other thing is people are always asking me where something's at. Well, if you look under the membership area right here, there's a search area. And you can search for anything you want to find. If you want to know something about second entries, put it in there and just hit search and give it a second. And it's only searching the website here. So this is all just searching the website. I don't know why it's taking so long. But there's other links up here too, our video lesson links. And this, if you go into the video lesson links, you'll see non-member and premium member. If you're not a premium member, you won't be able to look at this portion. But there's a lot of free stuff here. Non-members right here. And you go down to it and just click in that box, and then you can scroll and you see all this content, links to all these different things, and it's all categorized, and all that's free. All of this stuff's free, and it's easy to find it and keep up with what you've watched and hadn't watched by going here. What else was I trying to show you here? Oh, the search. Let's try that again. Let's just spell it out. I don't know why that search was taking so long. Try it again. Maybe it's just what I'm searching for. There could be something running in the background on the site right now that's slowing it down. I'm not sure why it's taking so long. But generally, you can search right there for whatever you want. It usually comes up in a couple of seconds. It doesn't normally sit there like this. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I need to double test it and just make sure it's working. Maybe there's some kind of bug with it or something, but nobody's mentioned that it's not working. What's another one we could search for? Trend lines. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it. For some reason, it's not searching. But anyway, it's there. And then if you just want to look at all the most recent posts, they're down here. It puts them in order from most recent at the top back. This is mostly the mid-morning charts. So make sure you go to the website. There's a lot of good stuff there. It's free. You don't have to pay to see a lot of it. Of course, most of the best video lessons are in the paid portion. But there's a lot of stuff here. If you're interested in any of the premium content, you can go there as well. There's also any of our manuals if you're interested in them. There's links here to purchase them. A lot of good stuff here, and I don't think people take the time to look around the site and use it enough. And if you wanted to see some testimonials, these are all non-solicited. I didn't ask for anybody to send any of them. They're just there. People send them to me. I put them up. I don't really update it there much anymore. I usually put those today. I'll put them in the forum, so I don't really update those testimonials anymore. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with the site. It's running a little slow right now. Even that's not wanting to come up. I did this on Firefox sometimes it doesn't work quite as well. But anyway, it's all there. Take a look at it when you want. But I will say Firefox does not seem to work on as well on the site as smooth as um, Chrome or Edge does. I recommend using one of those. But Firefox does work, as you saw. I'm using it here, but it doesn't seem to work as well. I can't seem to get the search to work properly, and for some reason the testimonials is not coming up. But anyway, take a chance to look at all that. But anyway, I'm going to wrap up the chart lesson. This is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and we'll see you next time.